I am going to unmute David Hanzal with one of the last questions. I see one in the chat room coming up here. I'm trying to unmute you, David. There you go.
Okay. Am I on?
Yes, you're on.
Okay. Thank you, Mark Levine and Borough. You know, I work with you guys. You guys are amazing. I appreciate all the work you're doing. The question I have is, obviously I've seen the social media push for a freeze on rent for the people, especially in the restaurant industry and other industries, service industries that are being impacted by things. And I know that's probably at a state level, but my question more so is there any push within the city government that we can do anything to protect people that are clearly out of work in the restaurant industry, to protect them with their housing, because there's no way to really, have them not, I mean, obviously there's a freeze on evictions, but what are we doing to assist them? They're not able to pay their rent, they're not able to do this. I think there should be something we could look at maybe to assist people in the service industry that are being impacted by this. And my question is, what can we do, or what are your visions on what we can do to address this?
I don't know if Gail wants to jump in, but I can say a word or two on that.
Mark, go ahead and then I'll talk. Go ahead.
Sure. This is a major concern. Like, the gig economy has grown so much, way beyond what it was in past crises like 2008 or 9/11, and those folks don't generally qualify for unemployment, or it's a challenge. There's a lot of talk about amending the unemployment rules so that freelancers and gig workers can qualify. There's also an effort by the Mayor's Office of Nightlife to develop a plan for all the folks who work in that industry, from wait staff to DJs and all the many other job descriptions there. They have created a website, or at their website they have a form they're asking people to fill out, people who work in the hospitality industry, and it's nyc.gov/nightlife, and there you can describe your work situation. I think it has some questions on income, and they're developing a plan for that very important group of workers.
The only thing I would add is this has to be a federal response, and there's some discussion of it going on federally, because the national challenge, it's really frightening. It brings the economy down. We'll do everything we can, I think, as a city to ensure that people don't get evicted. It's a weird situation because people like Amazon are hiring and so many other people are laying off. So all I can say is we are very aware of the issue, and I think there has to be a national response, because we cannot do it locally to the extent that it needs to be done. No way, but it has to be answered.
And so there's a related question from Narda Carry-On, or from Anthony Carry-On. For both of you, do you support a bailout for those rendered unemployed, a monthly check to every American for $2,000, or write down of debts, rents, and loans that come due during this pandemic crisis? And I think that's what
we have to do it with coupling with more job opportunities, and because $2,000 in North Dakota is one thing, $2,000 in New York City is another thing. So yes, we have to figure out something like that. Maybe those of us in government, we don't need the $2,000, so maybe you could structure it so it goes to those who need it the most. But yes, we do need some. That's why I talk about national focus.
Yes, I agree with what Gail said. I tweeted out yesterday, Andrew Yang was right, and it practically went global, the number of retweets I got. The Congress is now talking about $1,200 checks to taxpayers. It's a little bit short of what you were suggesting, but I think the idea of just, as opposed to bailing out companies, an infusion of cash to regular people is the best solution. And as Gail has said several times, we don't have the resources ultimately as a city, and probably not even as a state. We are going to require the federal government, which can, through debt, actually cover these costs. And we're just talking billions and billions of dollars. So we're doing what we can at city and state level, but we need the federal government ultimately to step up and just invest in this, invest in workers, invest in small business, invest in nonprofits, so that we can get through this. I do apologize. I'm gonna have to hop off because I'm due on another